This is Empress Anda La Pantera. Welcome all to the channel. What's the vibe? Well, you about to check in and see what that is. But as you can see from the title, this is a Venus conjunct Neptune in Aries 1 degree, the degree of initiation, first degree, Aries energy, divine guidance and activation. I'm going to give you all a few to tune in. Let's get the chat situated. I can hear myself clearly. Perfect. It's great to know. All right. I wonder if it'll let me. Let's see. Let's go true love. Perfect. All right. Here we go. We got motion now. Oh, I do have to make some adjustments to our chat so that way you know the vibes. Keep it classy and royal up in here. Let's customize this right quick. Y'all. So this energy here, okay, is certainly one you don't want to miss out on in terms of getting things off the ground, especially when it comes to a manifestation of a dream, because Neptune has to do with your imagination, spirituality, the dream state, and in conjunction to Venus, which rules both an air and an earth sign, it brings thoughts into reality. It makes it tangible. It makes it something that is real with that earth and air energy connected to it, right? So, hold up. I got to get back to the chat real quick. All right, we in there. Okay. So, let's go this way. Let's start it off this way. The moon right now is in Cancer. All right? And Cancer is ruled by the moon. So, this energy of the moon also being in Cancer at the time that Venus will have an exact conjunction to Neptune at 1 degree, that'll be exactly at 12:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that this will actually hit. But you can start the energy from now while Venus is at 0 degrees in the sign of Aries. And as you can see from that zero energy or 0 point frequency, as you get into the center of it all, going into that womb state. Better yet, peep game how the Sabian symbols for this energy of Aries, we're going to look at Sabian symbol 1 and 2. Sabian symbol 1 would connect to degrees in Aries of 0 degrees to 1 degrees, and Sabian symbol 2 would connect to the degrees of Aries of 1 to 2 degrees. Now, the Sabian symbol, okay, 1 between 0 degrees and 1 degrees, it says recognition of potential. You can Google this yourself so you can see the image, because for some of you, you may even be able to channel information by the image. Aries 1 says, a woman rises out of the water, a seal rises and embraces her. Aries 1, 0 degrees to 1 degree, speaks of the recognition of potential. Now, there is one of the tarot decks is one of the bigger decks, and recognition and reward is actually the Three of Pentacles, Mars and Capricorn energy. So this activation between Venus and Neptune is going to be influenced by what it is that you are at the foundation of it all ambitious about. So back to this Aries 1, 0 degrees to 1 degrees. It speaks of the emergence out of the realm of potentiality into the realm of reality, becoming the essence seed of your soul's incarnation. Everything that ever comes to pass has had its first beginnings in the realm of potentiality, the ghost of an idea not formed, neither expressed nor explicit yet, in seed form, containing the unconscious potential for mature realization. The vast majority of seeds are not germinated and so fail to realize their potential. Now, that's a big message in itself when it comes to this Sabian symbol Aries 1, that the vast majority of seeds are not germinated and so they fail to realize their potential. Now, I'm picking up on the energy of this full moon in Scorpio as we are speaking about this, because Scorpio and Pluto goes to the depths of your psyche to literally dig out whatever is within your psyche that'll prevent you from having that spiritual evolutionary growth. We are having the full moon in Scorpio on the 12th or 13th, depending on where you're located. And that energy is going to bring about a completion of the new moon that occurred 111. So some of you could be seeing that number quite frequently too. 1011, which is a portal number, and 111. Basically 1011 as an open, legit opening where you can sense that you're walking through a different gateway or different area just based off of that number right there, 1011. But some of you could be seeing that or 111. It's just a reminder that now is the time for you not to, it's not the time for you to back out of what it is that you are, that you truly desire to be experiencing in this lifetime, or things that you have dreamt about, but it's only an idea that you feel as though, you don't have the resources or the tools for it. But as long as you have that idea, that desire within your heart chakra, you have the tools and the resources. You just have to take that step. And this is why it's important to really step into that energy with this activation between Venus and Neptune, because it's actually going to give you the plug to even bring forth that energy. Okay, some of you may have realized as of yesterday, even, that you may find yourself a little bit calmer, and that's going to help you to get on the path of least to no resistance, where you know you're able to allow what it is that is going to be beneficial for you to flow towards you. So this could also have to do with an energy of being open and receptive, especially when it comes to that which you want to bring into your reality, that you see that you have potential for, but you may have been looking in so many other different directions instead of looking at the one that's in the mirror, the reflection of you to you. Okay. So it continues to say, in the beginning, to become an individual, we must emerge from the sea of the collective unconsciousness, which is also connected to that Neptune energy too, to leave the womb. Once again, in the beginning, to become an individual, we must emerge from the sea of the collective unconsciousness to leave the womb. First, the desire is simply to be, because it is still far from certain whether survival itself can be attained. So, this Venus conjunction to Neptune is also going to, give you this push to get out of survival mode, basically planting the seeds that's going to allow you to thrive and really connect to what it is that you want to do, and not so much stuck in this survival mode, what you have to do before you can get there. Use this energy from now into tomorrow to really step into the space of, if you've had, and this is the actual conjunction of the if, the condition, with the condition presenting itself to you, okay, of emerging out of the realm of potentiality into the realm of reality, what would you do differently right now? This is not a conversation about doing it afraid or doing it with fear. Or you hear that statement, do it even if you are afraid. Get that energy up on out of there. Place yourself in the position that you know you're ready. This is what you were built and designed to do, and that's just what you're going to do. Because once again, this Venus conjunction to Neptune is basically helping you bring all of this into reality. All right. And then on top of that, when it comes to the law of attraction, it truly begins to work, or you see the results of what it is that you want to manifest because of what you feel. Now, this conjunction is happening while the moon is in Cancer. Okay. Now, let me see something. I have to, let me double check. What's 19? I think 19 is that. 19 is Libra, is a Libra degree. Wow. So there's a balance between your emotions, the logic part of it, where it's not going to override your intuition. This is deep. Okay. Now, for some of you, this could legit mean that you know what I'm saying, may even want to step into the role of comedy, because literally the actual Sabian symbol for that 1 degree is Aries 2, because whatever the degrees is, you go up 1 for the Sabian symbol. And Sabian symbol Aries 2, it reflects a comedian entertaining a group, but the meaning has to do with adjustment to feedback, becoming able to see ourselves objectively from another's viewpoint. Now, this is where some of you could be in between realms in a situation when it comes to you becoming the essence seed of your soul's incarnation, where some of you may even really see who really has your best interest and who doesn't, and that's fine. Take it for what it is, a grain of salt. But you're also being able to see who it is that you choose to take a certain advice or feedback from, that you are comfortable and out of a comfort zone at the same time. That's where you will find yourself making adjustments when it comes to feedback, where you're comfortable but you're okay being uncomfortable when it comes to a certain energy within the person that's giving you that feedback. So there could have been a lot of distancing and separation from things and people prior to this point, as it should. Okay. So now we're going to look into the guidance for the collective based off the archetype, and then we'll go into the tarot. And you know what else, too? Beautifully so. We are currently, as I'm doing this message based off of my geographic location, we're in a sun hour. In 2 minutes, we'll be in Venus hour. So, yeah, we're going to be pulling a lot of beautiful energy with that as well. Because one of the roles of Venus, the Empress, but she could also be the Justice card, is that she makes things beautiful and brings things to balance. The balance happens after a storm. The storm occurs because something has to be balanced. So let's look at the archetype of this energy here for the collective. Venus conjunct Neptune and Aries at 1 degree, the degree of initiation. Okay. Some of you could even be finding that um, your choice of dietary consumption is changing. You know what I'm saying? Especially during this Taurus season. And Taurus itself is ruled by Venus. So we have the ruler of Taurus in this amazing, powerful conjunction to Neptune, where some of you may even, if you really take that leap of faith, and if this has to do with something where you are on social media, you're putting yourself out there when it comes to the gifts that you were given cosmically, spiritually, how whichever word you want to use, you'll find yourself taking off for real, especially if you have, Cancer highly aspected in your chart, because come June, Jupiter, the planet of expansion, is going into Cancer. So this could be also why some of you Cancerians, whether if it's Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, or Rising, you may have found yourself, a bit lethargic over this past year while Jupiter was in Gemini, because Jupiter's in your 12th house of spirituality, of rest, rejuvenation. Okay. Let me see. Leo, when it comes to the energy that Cancer was experiencing, that will be you possibly during the time that Jupiter is in Cancer. But if you are a Gemini or you are native of Jupiter in Gemini, you may have found yourself, you know what I'm saying, getting up on what it is that you wanted to say, communicate. If you were someone that's into some type of commerce, you might have found yourself with this extra passion and willpower to expand on what it is that you have to say and do. The underworld just came out of the deck just now. The archetype of the underworld came out of the, well, that makes sense because Venus right now is in Aries at 0 degrees. So this message, let's look at this. This message is definitely about breaking ground, the breaking of the ground. Not fully out yet, but on the way. All right. Let me see something. So I gotta turn that up and down. The nightmare, the ordeal, the bottom, the underworld. Search for images of a map of Dante's Inferno. What does the story of epic descent stir in you? Wow, that's interesting because, not interesting. That's what's up because, um, I say not interesting because an interest is a bill. But anyway, um, it's amazing to see because when you speak of hell and the human body, because heaven and hell is within the vessel of the human body, that would be considered um, the chakras below the heart chakra, your solar plexus, your sacral, and your root chakra. So it does speak to the 7 stages with Dante's Inferno, 7 stages of hell. So some of you may want to even look into that. Okay. um, or you may have been one who studies that, and it helps you to get a clearer understanding of, the trials and tribulations you've gone through. I'm getting this energy where some of you are ancient mystorians. I'm not going to say historian, I'm going to say mystorian. Ancient mystery storytellers, or you have a lot of information about ancient mysteries, something about you living those time periods, which is why you have this information. So this conjunction here between Venus and Neptune is going to be huge for you. Yep. I'm getting a lot of ninth house energy. Ninth house speaks of connecting with people of foreign lands. Um, taking this to a higher level of education or connecting with a guru or some type of seer, but this could also have to do with publications as well. All right. So it says here, the underworld is fraught with nightmares, suffering, and pain. It is the darkest shadow realm, which we attempt vigilantly to avoid and to avoid or deny at any cost. Doing so as we might, the darkness pulls us into its depths through disturbing dream images, unexpected accidents, illness, war, conflict, and ultimately death. Not visiting the underworld or denying its existence altogether is what gives it dangerous power. So let's pause right there because, again, some of you can feel the call, your calling coming through much stronger, so much so it gives you life. That to continue to do anything other than what your soul came here to do is senseless and lifeless. Okay? Traversing it forces us to bow humbly to the greater forces that be while summoning the inner strength we previously underestimated. Take solace that the underworld subsumes everyone from time to time, making us deeper friends. For some of you, the way I look at that word friends, if you haven't heard it before, some of you in positions where you have to have friends before you have people that are um, that you can recognize on a soul level. Because FRI is the abbreviation for Venus that rules Friday, and the word end is right up after that. So these friends are showing you part of your core values that you may not fully work with or connect to, okay? Because you don't want to come across a certain way or you don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. Let's not forget, we got Lilith, okay? That energy of your sensuality, rebellion, power, divine feminine power is in the sign of Scorpio. So there's a lot going on, but it's perfectly weaved. All right. For those of you within this collective, if you rocking through on this channel and you over here, is because you are destined for way more than you can even explain to people. That your work, your actions is going to speak for you. And let that be so. Take solace that the underworld subsumes everyone from time to time. We've read that already. Facing darkness and choosing light is the most profound calling of all. I did not know that that was going. Okay, we sitting here talking about calling, but it says facing darkness and choosing light is the most profound calling of all. Mm. So some of you may even know the story of the goddess Inanna who descended into the underworld. Okay, let me get some. Let me get a little intel on that real quick because I do have that here. I'm gonna hit as much of the points that come through as possible because she's definitely one of the divine feminines in the divine feminine oracle deck. Her message is on page 202. Look at that, open the page to 111. So there goes the confirmation of some of y'all seeing that number. Take heed. This message is definitely for you. Certainly for you. 202. Nana goes into the depths of her own unconscious to merge with her twin sister self. She becomes more powerful because she is no longer using conscious psychic energy to keep her shadow or negative attributes hidden deep underground. She courageously descends and faces the aspects of herself that are hard to get to when she's fully dressed or cloaked heavily in the ego. So, again, with Lilith and Scorpio, it's also helping to break that ground as well. 608 on the time. That is a major number for the collective here in previous readings that has come up quite often. But let's continue with the message. I'm going to pull one more from the archetypes here. Matter of fact, I'm getting this pull from the Angels and Ancestors deck. So let me go there. Ooh, let's see. Angels and Ancestors, what message do you have for the collective? Venus conjunct Neptune. We got two cards that came out, Summer and Spirit Fox. Now, the energy of Cancer, that's during the summertime as well. Okay. So yeah, this is really gonna, put most of you here. I'm just gonna say the collective in a position to thrive in out of survival mode if you truly are, you know, if you truly use this energy, 609 Cancer energy again, or the Cancer symbol. So Cancer could really be significant, the sign of Cancer. We have the message from the Angels and Ancestors, Summer, bask in joy and light, and Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. I'm going to post the images of these cards after the reading in the community tab, especially the oracle cards. But there you go. We have trust your talents in changing times in order to bask in joy and light. Let's go to the tarot spirit. The sun card is at the bottom of the deck, child, with the seer right up under that. See beyond your current situation. This shit is no joke because it is really pulling on that frequency of the Venus conjunct Neptune and Aries. Okay, this is what we here for. This is what we came for. Let me grab the card at the top of the deck. It says Animal Guardian, trust your instincts. Some of you have a spirit animal that's been showing up and making so much noise or making itself highly aware to you. Really look into the spiritual significance, the spiritual and esoteric significance of it, and utilize it because this, all happens for a reason, and it's showing up to you because it has a message for you. Okay, but let's go into the tarot message, y'all. I'm loving where this is going. Gratitude for all the thumbs up, the new subscribers that be showing up, showing out, and major shout out to the members of the channel. Okay, y'all the real one. We'll have another pool for the members within the community time as for guided, but it'll certainly be another one this month. All right, y'all. Okay, let's do our spread. Okay, here we go. I'm going to use the Psychic Tarot deck first, especially with that Three of Pentacles card, recognition and reward that was coming through the mind's eye. And we'll take it from there, y'all. What's the message here for the collective, for this divine guidance and activation? I'm going to do a past, present, and future spread. So we're going to pull 3 cards first. Okay? We're going to look at this past energy in regards to what it is that has to be removed completely, because you're stepping into a new portal dimension as a perception, and it's going to connect you to a different energy when you are in a different dimension or perception. Always keep in mind that where you are at energetically is what you bring into your energetic space. And if it's not something where you are at energetically, it's a reminder of what could still be lingering. All right. And it's showing up in your presence for you to recognize that. What's the first card? Past energy here for the collective. Past energy for the collective. Let's see what. Wow. You have spiritual union that came out sideways and the root chakra that came out in reverse. So for some of you, whether this is having to do with the love relationship with a significant other, whomever this may be. This could even be a career. Um, your past energy is telling you whatever this was that placed you into a position of lack of stability, it's time to let that go because it's not allowing you to first and foremost even sense, because the spiritual union card here is the Two of Cups, which is a Venus and Cancer card. And here we are talking about this conjunction between Venus and Neptune. While this conjunction is occurring, the moon will be in Cancer. So for some of you, there could be this sense of nostalgia. For some of you, the message is this sense of nostalgia is not for you to move backwards. Obviously, it's for you to see how far you've come and the person you've become through that relationship, the person you were before that relationship, through that relationship, and after. It's not something for you to take with you, especially if this is something that was, influencing your lack of stability, the root chakra. So whenever the root chakra is not activated, you'll find a lot of money struggles. You'll find a lot of sense of self, a lack of sense of self there. Okay. Let's see what's the message for what's happening next. What's the present energy, rather? What's the present energy here? The third card would be what's happening next. What's the present energy here? I love this. I love this. You have the Nine of Swords in reverse, which is the card of suffering and silence. Some of you, okay, you may have been releasing a lot emotionally through tears. Don't see that as a sign of weakness. That your tears are literally here to purify you. If you are someone who's walking around here acting tough, you're only being more of a disservice to yourself because you're keeping those cells that are literally designed to be removed out of your vessel that is happening through those tears. For some of you, this past situation has to do with, you may be someone who is highly emotional, and you were probably around those who put that to the test by making you feel less than because you had this level of high emotion or sensitivity. A person who is sensitive is highly empathic, can be highly empathic, highly psychic, because you sense everything. When the person is sensitive, they sense everything, which also means they attract so much towards them. But right now, you have the suffering and silence card, Nine of Swords card, Mars and Gemini in reverse, which means you're mindful as to who it is you're communicating with. And when you do communicate, you're mindful of your words because you're no longer in this state of codependency where you're looking for people to see what it is that you are feeling, or looking to people to understand you. And I love this message so much for the collective, because that has been one of the biggest messages in past readings of you're not here for anyone to understand you. That understanding is between you and source. Some of you have literally reached that threshold, that breaking point within certain relationships of the past, that you probably were in this hamster wheel doing something over and over and over again, and constantly placing your dreams and aspirations and goals on the side. This could even be for those of you, you know what I'm saying, where you were always telling people yes, and you finally got to see who is truly rocking with you when you said no, because now you're no longer suffering in silence. That's whew, literally just take a deep breath and let it go. When you see 1033, say divine guidance is with me, because it's 1033 right now on the screen. 733 right now on the screen. Literally, divine guidance is with you as you step into this evolved version of yourself in this new beginning where now you're much wiser. 33 is a master teacher or a master guide. Some of you went through exactly what you were supposed to go through, and it shows, because right now there isn't this energy of suffering and silence, or you're learning or you're remembering to let it go. You're remembering your soul's mission and journey, which is now helping you to let whatever it is that you've been suffering about, is regards to communication, suffering in silence. You're no longer doing that. And we're calling that energy in right now because that's the card that's showing up for your current energy. Ashe. 6:18 on the time right now. Confirmation, because that's connected to Gemini energy, June 18th. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, you have rejoice in celebration. Yeah, that's Mercury in Cancer right there. Mercury is also in Aries. So that could be also why some of you, as soon as Venus went into Aries today, yesterday, you find yourself, prepared to speak up for yourself. Even if you're in, at your job or whatever it is that you do, you may not normally be the person that speaks up about certain things that could be working better, but now you are. And in doing so, that's going to help you decide what your next move should be, instead of sitting in this coulda, woulda, shoulda vibes. Let's see what's next. Let's see what's next. What's this? Get the fuck out of here. Not really. Yo, the Fool card, new beginnings. Hey yo, hold up, because this is something else.
Wow. Thank you for saying that. What was the last thing y'all heard? I was noticing. What was the last thing you heard? Was it from the point that let me know if you can hear me now. It's all right. I just got to know where.
There we go. I just got to know where we left off. What was the last thing some of you heard? Looks like the sound was out for a bit there. Possibly from the time we showed the cards. Did the sound go out from the time we after showing the cards? When you showed the cards. Okay. All right. Once you revealed the cards. Thank you. Okay. So basically that's you know what? I once we revealed the cards, whatever was said after that, it was blocked. I know exactly what I was saying, but yeah, okay. Now, what we're going to do now, I didn't start the clarification of the cards from the past, the present, and what's next. We're going to do that now. But basically, I can give a summary of that, but I don't have to say the whole thing. Some of you, in regards to this suffering in silence, there was a reference to the Mandela effect that seen in the episode in Black Mirror when the lady was telling the rest of the coworkers, no, it's Bernie's, not Barney's. Okay. And this suffering and silence card could have to do with information that you know at a soul level that you don't want to allow technology to take you away from what you see as your truth. Obviously there will have to be some type of emotional, spiritual, physical detox in order for you to really recognize, what it is that your soul is guiding you to do and say, because that's where Saturn can also come in to assist you, because Saturn is going to put you in the positions and obstacles and challenges for you to activate your root chakra. Because although the root chakra is connected to that red energy, you could have it considered as Mars, but it's more so at a ground level Saturn's energy, because it's going to put you to through these challenges in order for you to see the level of wisdom and maturity you have in the ways of utilizing your feelings, as it is a polar reflection, being that Saturn rules Capricorn and Aquarius. But initially, we're looking at that primordial axis between Saturn and Capricorn and the Moon in Cancer, ruling Cancer. So utilizing your feelings in the way that it allows you to create emotional generational wealth that even becomes material wealth, because that axis right there between the fourth and the 10th house, if you have things that are bothering you at the root, fourth house energy that has to do with past generations, you have to clear that out. So Saturn is going to help you to dig all of that out. And to do so is going to put you through certain, challenges for you to become stronger when you're in the presence of these situations, in order for you to clear it all up and become much wiser and be able to trust your gut, because that trust your gut energy is the sun card, or the gut energy will be connected to the sun card, and you have here the sun card showing up, or the essence of the sun with the summer card, in terms of, in order for you to enjoy success and happiness and bask in the joy and light of what it is that you want to do, you have to trust your talents in changing times. Trust how far you've come, who you are now, to evolve. First and foremost, trust that you came here to evolve as a soul having a human experience, and take it from there. So with this suffering and silence card that's in the present moment, that's in reverse, some of you are no longer keeping quiet. They just say, go ahead and say it. So what I was saying in regards to the cards here, because you have what's happening next for you, collective, is the card of new beginnings, or the Fool card, going on a new adventure. I don't did y'all hear the passage about the card new beginnings? Let me know if y'all heard that passage because it did speak about a new adventure. And Aries is the sign that is connected to adventure, which is why I consider, along with other, people who are aware of this energy, we consider the full card Aries. But back to the point about the show in the Black Mirror, okay, there was an actual episode of this type of shit happening where it was one thing, but now people are saying it's another because Shorty had a little gadget on her chest, a little pendant that was changing the information, making people look crazy. If somebody said that they didn't do something, like the girl did, she said that she didn't drink Shorty's milk. But when they watched the camera, because Shorty had that gadget on her chest that can change portals in time, it showed her on the camera drinking the girl milk. It's the same thing has happened with this when it comes to the meaning of certain cards. To each its own, how they want to move about whatever. But this is what I'm saying. As an example, some of you have information that as an ancient soul what the truth is. Don't hold yourself back because what you see on the internet or possible things that are being printed out now. Okay, so let's go into the clarification of these energies here. So the first, you have the spiritual union, or the Two of Cups. A card just popped out. The Tower. Shit. They said take it and leave it there. There you go. If that's hey, there you go. You know what I'm saying? So the first message here of the past, you have the card of the Two of Cups, a spiritual union. This could be once again with another, or the ideas and the ways you have a connection with yourself, family, work, whatever this may be. And it's being crossed with the card in reverse that is the base chakra. So the first energy we have here is a spiritual union that's been placed in a position of a challenge in your past in order for you to recognize who you are, okay, and how to utilize your emotions so that it benefits you and not hinder you. As we're shuffling the cards here to get the confirmation, we have the Tower that comes out. The Tower is ruled by Uranus. Now, Uranus, the sign of Uranus, or Uranus, how the fuck you want to pronounce it, is in is in the sign of Taurus. So you can look at that as a lot of sudden changes when it comes to the way you see yourself. Groundbreaking is groundbreaking news, literally groundbreaking rules. Because Taurus speaks of the earth energy, but it speaks of the soil, the earth itself, right after the seed of Aries, or the life force energy that's coming through into reality. So there has been a lot of sudden changes with that. And anytime there's this okay, so this Tower card coming out now is really having a lot to do with this full moon in Scorpio that we're coming to, because it'll be in an opposition to the moon. Ooh, hold up. That's OD. Because that's where you'll literally see sudden positive changes that's going to initiate you into making a transformation of some sort, starting from now, from this groundbreaking energy of Venus, coming into that exact conjunction to Neptune and Aries. Huh. It's definitely gonna give you an aha moment. Mm-hmm. Yo, really pay attention to your dreams. If you wake up in the middle of the night, y'all better make sure, because some of y'all get lazy. Y'all hear this shit all the time. Okay? Don't get lazy and go back to sleep saying you're going to remember, because some of you in a position right now where you talk about you going to remember and you have a whole other dream. And then you're having to put the pieces together. Use that time between 3 and 5 a.m., especially if that's the time that you're waking up after a certain, night travel or dream state. Write that shit down, 11:55, because it's going to be crucial for a lot of you here. Okay? Let me see what comes out with this. Let me see. Wow, that was a Ten of Swords that popped in and out. If this has to do with it, especially when it comes to a relationship that was really blocking you from literal wealth for some of you here, emotional wealth and health, enough been enough? Yeah, it seems as though you had a sudden awakening about that. Okay, with the King of Swords clarifying that Aquarius energy, while Pluto is in Aquarius, Pluto about to go retrograde. So that's a whole nother topic, but we'll get there. So with the Tower and the King of Swords coming out, you have the past situation has completely been, it has been completely cleared out. Is you may have gone through something where shit would just pull from beneath your feet and you have to start over, but that's exactly what you needed for this new beginning that you're stepping into now, or why you're even showing up on the algorithm to even come across this message, or whenever you even came across this channel for this exact moment. When you hear about divine order, yeah, as you can see, that's the degree of initiation is right there on the screen. This energy is basically, when you hear about people going through initiations, this is that energy right here. You're being presented with all the tools cosmically, energetically, to do what you would do if a condition presented itself to you. So let me get one more. The Empress is at the bottom of the rotted deck. Yo, you're here to be fruitful and abundant. The Empress is already showing out. Venus energy already showing out here. I'm also getting where your children was your greatest blessing. If you were in a relationship in the past that you've had reservations about, but this led you to your knowing. Even more so, have a deeper connection with the cosmos. Let me grab one more. Wow. For some of you, you've mastered the energy of manipulation in terms of where you see the way that you were manipulated from a space of your higher self, where you're not sitting here blaming people. You're seeing it from a space of this is exactly what was required for you to evolve and to even be once again in this space to recognize that what's next for you is a new beginning. The new beginning could be a repetition of the past, but don't let that shit be, not with the Tower showing up here clarifying the past, because that shit won't last. Mm-mm. It's trust. Because for some of you, there's a stench that comes across when you think of something or someone. That's indicating that that is a no go. Don't go in that direction. hmm One more. What do we have? Look at this shit here. The Three of Cups. The Three of Cups, which was at the bottom of the deck of rejoice and celebration with suffering and silence, which is what's occurring for you now. Mind you, I just looked at the bottom of the deck of the first portion of the cards that we revealed, and at the bottom of the deck you have the strength card. That's Leo or the sun energy 3 times. Something has been massively cleared out for at least 3 generations. And when I say 3 generations, they're giving me the number of 6,000. So a massive change in belief systems for this type of shit to be cleared out. With the Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, wow. Speak. Now that's some serious mourning right there. Mourning the past. And you've been seeing a lot of your past in your dreams with the Four of Cups and the Three of Cups showing up here. Seven of Cups energy. You can see where there was an energy of victory, but that was where your transformation came from. You could even have Venus in Scorpio. Let's go to what's next, which is, or what's happening right now for you is that you're no longer suffering in silence because you're now choosing your words wisely and you're speaking up, or choosing your words wisely in the sense of deciding on when to speak or not to speak. But in moments where you were supposed to speak and you didn't, you will be, or you have been, with this Nine of Swords coming out of reverse, because it lifts a weight off your shoulders. This is the energy of telling someone no and seeing where you really stand with them. 1160 on the screen, 644 on the time. The Five of Cups is clarifying the suffering and silence in reverse. Wow. There could have been some sort of habit or external influence that brought you and these people or situations together. And the Five of Cups is an energy, a dark energy that hasn't really gone into the depths of its shadow to embrace it. So to do things to mask embracing it, one will go towards what's convenient or what feels safe. But what feels convenient and safe is more detrimental than it is helpful. Okay. Some of you have really reached a place where you're Two of Cups, because the Five of Cups is also, let me show y'all without fucking this shit up. Hold on. Look at your past card, Two of Cups, is also showing up here in what's hidden in plain sight. The moment you stop suffering in silence. And also, this suffering in silence also led some of you to a sort of isolation that actually wasn't helpful. And once you decided, as it's showing me now, you have decided to, you had to let the cups fall. You had to let the cups fall so you can truly go to this spiritual union energy that is balanced, upright, and where you have stability, where you have an active root chakra. Okay? Look at this. The Three of Cups is here and the Two of Cups is here, but it's confirming where you are at now. Something had to be said, and it has been said. Or for some of you, there was too much talking that you were doing that you stopped doing that. And you got to really see, you know what I'm saying, what you have to do next for this new beginning. We got the Moon card at the bottom of the deck with this Five of Cups here. The Moon right now is in Cancer, so some of you could really be feeling that. But this Five of Cups is also Scorpio energy. Again, coming up towards this May 12th full moon in Scorpio, in opposition to Uranus and Taurus. You could feel this aha moment coming through where you're not giving any more fucks to situations that don't deserve that energy. Okay. And you going towards what makes you emotionally fulfilled. Venus and Cancer, Two of Cups. Doing what allows you to feel that sense of luxury emotionally and beauty in connection to your sacred values. Because obviously there was a some type of static here when it comes to sacred values, that there's no longer static again because something was said. What's next here? Show me what's coming up with this. Standing in your power. I love to see it. The Emperor, Aries energy with the Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck. 546 could be significant. 546 could be significant. You trust in the universe to guide you because it's guiding you towards the merge of your shadow, your inner child, and what you came here to do to create. But you can't get to this sacral chakra energy if you were in these situations in the past that was blocking your actual foundation. So the universe had to come in and cut that energy out. This could have been some type of cycle that some of you were in of doing something over and over and over again, letting it go, coming back to it, letting it go, coming back to it, letting it go, coming back to it. Until you actually have that conversation with yourself, because that Nine of Swords is Mars and Gemini. So you're asking yourself, why do you keep thinking? Because Gemini says, I think. Why do you keep doing the things that you do? Because of the way you think about a situation. Because you didn't want to be left out, but come to find out that you didn't need these energies around you, these energies around you anyway, because it was taking you away from who you truly are. Aries energy, the I am, and trusting your heart, because this four energy also connects to the heart. And now you're prepared to have a much more solid foundation, which gives you, you know what I'm saying? The conscious awareness of your subconscious on where to go next and what's next. You're not letting that up for nobody. Well, Wayne said, now pick the world up and now drop it on your. If the world card come out with that, I am leaving. I'm leaving. Okay? I love y'all. Clarify new beginning for what's next. Ooh, 1165 on the screen. That's 1111. Um, Come on. Hey, I mean, it's better. It shows what the world is bringing. Uh-huh. What the shit? What your ancestors behind the scenes is putting work on for you. You got this Eight of Pentacles with the Ace. Ace, a new beginning of love, doing what you love to do unconditionally. Fuck what anybody got to think or say about it. I don't care how much stuff is out there. If your soul says that this is what it is, then it's what you came here to live your life. Okay? You want that win, that W that also comes with purification, because the W comes with the moment you purify yourself from whatever this is that you've been working on back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It, shit. Probably would have been a better track athlete than my ass with all that energy. You know what I'm saying? Really invest that energy in yourself. Gratitude for the flowers. Yes. Listen, a new this is a for some of y'all this is a new relationship that stems from the relationship you now have with yourself. A new perception, higher dimension, the merge of the shadow, the merge of your darkness and your light. Again, Lilith is in Scorpio, the full moon in Scorpio coming up. You really don't got that much space to be fucking around and finding out. Not this collective. Okay? Let's keep it real up in here. Okay? Because I'm pretty sure you had more than enough journeys of that. Especially when it comes to possibly helping other people too. Where you may have felt as though they didn't fully appreciate love you or saw your value because they can only see you as far as they're capable of seeing themselves. So that's an example right there where you may be possibly, you know what I'm saying, dimming your light to be around a certain energy or to have a certain type of relationship or work through it because of what? Previous generations working through certain things that is not of this age? Or forget the age of what true unconditional love is? Because let's keep it real. Some people are in relationships because of what they seen growing up until you decide to make a shift or a change from that. Literally going to be this new beginning. It's some of y'all really over here. I'm not gonna say all the collective experiencing unconditional love in all areas of life because you're not in that impoverished mindset. Life itself is an abundance of wealth. Shit. Tell me what else, beloved. Talk to the collective. What's this? What you got? The moon. Hey, huh. What? Ooh, baby. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna show you. Look what comes out. This new beginning. It's a new subconscious mind. That's some serious shit right there. Okay, because you got Jupiter and Leo showing up here with this Six of Wands of victory and success. This is you choosing to go through the portals of the underworld because the moon card and the death card have these pillars in the back. But this is card number 18. This is the 9 year. A lot of shit's going to end. Some of you are seeing it and it's beyond, you know what I'm saying? What you can do about it. It has to. Why? Because first and foremost, the planet itself is on a much different vibration. You were gifted with the life and energy that you have through you to experience this new vibration. And for some of you, you want to do more for family. Do that which you want to do for yourself. It will transmute itself and transcend itself towards your loved ones. Don't force them to do something that you are doing because you see it works for you. That's a waste of energy. Okay? Powerful message with this Six of Wands, the card of victory and success, recognition. I'm telling you, some of you, you this ain't the time to be procrastinating. This is the moment right now. You, if you are someone who is not used to receiving love, shit, then this message ain't for you because this here is bringing a whole nother level. The Ace of Cups and the Moon card. Do you know that? Okay, if let's say this is a relationship, right? 655. This shit different. It's the type of union when these two people meet, they have the strongest telepathic communication that within that first meeting, or let's say the first 7 lucid moments, what people call 7 days, those first 7 lucid moments is as if they were together for 7 years and beyond that. So some of you can, find yourself connecting with someone, or if you're in a relationship now, you've both been working on, you know what I'm saying? Getting things to that higher level of commitment. It's going to change in a way that there's no time or energy wasted previously. That shit right there for everybody. Because some people are too used to taking a level of disrespect. That's not what this energy is for. Because that'll go back to past generational wounds of what people would do, what they were comfortable doing, and working situations out. Okay, but this right here, whew, that's a child on the first try. Not even the first try, on the first encounter of that sexual encounter. That's a child happening right then and there. That's how deep that love is, because it's connected to a spirit child for some of you. Out here giving birth to gods and goddesses. Go ahead then. Let me get one more for this new beginning for the collective. Wow. One more. I'm glad I was able to show y'all the cards. Ooh. Wow. One more source. Nine of come on. The Nine of Cups. Oh my gosh. If this ain't clarifying what's best for you when you walk away, especially when it comes to Eight of Cups, Saturn in Pisces, which is where it's at now. It's about to go into Aries. When is that? Is that the 27th or some shit? Whenever that does. It's this month though. Is it this month? Whatever. Okay. The point is that when you choose to walk away from whatever it is that you believe was fulfillment, infinite destiny with this eight energy, and you recognize that whatever you believe had no connection to your knowledge because what you believe stems from what you know. Aquarius says, I know. Pisces says, I believe. The moment you allow Saturn to show you the way to utilize your emotional intelligence, you walk directly into your emotional fulfillment or wish fulfillment with this Nine of Cups. Now, what's important about this image, there's only one person here. Because for this new beginning to come through, you are the one that has to decide what's next in alignment to this new beginning. Is it a new beginning of a lack of stability? Or is it a new beginning of unconditional love, wishes fulfilled, goals being checked off the list effortlessly because you no longer carry this essence of hope and fear that it's going to work out, hoping that something's going to work out. You know who you are, you trust and have faith in who you are, it will work out. If you're iffy about it, your life it will reflect that very easily. Okay? So, wow, I love that for y'all. Let's grab a final message from the Wisdom Oracle. Okay? Let's grab the final message from the Wisdom Oracle. Here we go. Welcome everyone. I see y'all in the chat. I see you. What's up? What do we have? Chop wood. I love that. Number 42, number 6, and happy, happy. You have chop wood. Whatever it is that you are cutting out of your life, clean it up as soon as you cut it out. This is an example of, if you want happiness and joy in your life to endure, the endurance and the longevity of happiness and joy in your life, whatever it is that you're cutting out of your life, make sure you cut it out and clean it up, remove it completely. Don't cut it out and have it lingering type shit. Okay? 977 on the screen. But I'm gonna read chop wood and we're gonna close it out with that. Because happy, happy is self-explanatory. And that's number 26, which is a God number. Generator, operator, destroyer. Generate the energy up to operate it. Do whatever you gotta do to cut it out, destroy it, dissolve it, and remove it for good. Figuratively speaking. That shows itself in the physical. All right. Here we go. Chop wood. Being grounded in everyday experience. There are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant. Mm. Excuse me. Wow. hmm Now is the time to say whatever it is you gotta say. Wow. My bad. I probably coughed OD loud in your ears. That was random. Not random, but ooh, got my eyes tearing and everything. There are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness so that you can pay attention to the simple chores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of delighting in the beautiful blooms when it's in full bloom, in full blossom. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it be to let nature take its course is an important step in manifestation. Say it. Take your attention away from your goals and bring okay, taking your attention away from your goals brings you into a state of receptivity. That's deep because that's probably the only thing some of you are missing. You're so focused on what's happening next, could be, right? What to do to get there instead of, or having the balanced energy of allowing yourself to be still and just receive. If it's not something that you are receiving physically, let that be the breath, the inhale, the exhales that you're taking that's allowing you to even be physical in this realm. Okay. This is the deeper purpose for releasing attachment. When you engage in everyday tasks in a meditative, contemplative way, you clear your energy to receive your aha. And that's literally the energy of the Uranus opposition to the full moon on the 12th. It's bringing that in big time. Yeah. You clear your energy to receive your aha moments, which brings you ever closer to what you seek. And the seeker is connected to Jupiter, Sagittarius energy, and it's going into Cancer. So this is really, amping up of you being aware of the way you feel, what's putting you even out of alignment to even be receptive and feel. For some of you, this is an energy. The energy you have to cut out is when there's a time for a celebration. It don't last longer than 3 seconds because the person has to have a conversation about some drama that's going on. You're not no. That's you want to be mindful as to how much you're engaging with that type of frequency. Relationship message for Chopwood. Nothing is as important right now as just doing what you need to do day to day. Let your heart remember that not everything has to be hard won, passionate, or even obviously meaningful. Relationships go through lulls when the everyday tasks are at the center of awareness. That is perfect now. Hold hands, wash dishes, make a fire, read a book, share a meal, say nothing, stare into space, pick up socks, tell a joke, and leave space to breathe, especially in Taurus season, which is much slower. It's much more grounded and practical. The work of your relationship right now is very simple. Just be present. Funny how it takes work to just be. All is well, really. Use your energy more right now during this Taurus season to just be. Okay? And it's for some of you, it should be easier for you to determine what energies you want around you. If during Taurus season you got people who are running rampant and just all over the place and unable to, you know have a moment of stillness and just want a whole bunch of unnecessary chaos in their life, because chaos is very useful but it can be misused just as anything. Okay. Prosperity message. Now is the time to take small steps rather than larger steps on the journey to creating your most prosperous life. Now, that can sound as a contradiction based off of the previous message with the new beginning, as far as take a leap, a brave leap of faith, but that leap of faith is very similar to having the faith of a mustard seed, where that one step changes everything. For some of you, I'm not going to lie to you, that's not what I do here anyway. But finding the moments throughout your day, daily, throughout your lucid moments daily, to reunite with your breath, your inhale, your exhale, that is the reason why anything is moving. If there is a possible situation that you're looking for a solution, whoever is involved in that problem is also inhaling and exhaling. But the problematic part of that is that there could be some type of, you know, a cadence that is not really helping to come up with the solution. Feel me? So move your focus off your big dream and attend to the mundane chores. Focus on the little things that may have piled up while you've been mapping out the greater plan for the life you aspire to see manifest into reality. Yeah, so I see what's happening, why this card even shows up. Because, wow, this message is something serious. Some of you were in a position, were or are in a position to make a decision right now. You can't go two ways anymore. You have to decide if you're going to go this way or that way. That is a decision. A decision is not doing the opposite of doing both and not making a decision, obviously. Especially for those of you who are in this position right now where you know exactly what you have to do next. And I'm going to say this to whoever this is right now. You know exactly what's next. Stop putting it off. Stop overthinking. and stop wanting to put situations in your past in your present moment, in the moment when it's time for you to receive your gift for the work that you've been doing for others of you. The message is stop getting in other people's way who are in a position to evolve and do what they got to do. We're going to keep it real over here. Some of you are investing too much of your energy in other people instead of yourself, and you're in people's ways. You're in another person's way. Obviously, that's not, you know, for everyone here, but what is for everyone is is the, you know, the positive messages, that message of expansion. But this other shit right here, whoever that is, you in somebody way. Move. Just put it that way. Get out the fucking way. Okay? Okay. Love you, but get out the way. Chop wood, carry water, as the Zen proverb advises, or wash dishes, walk the dog. While you're doing all that, Spirit will have a chance to move mountains and set wondrous miracles in motion for you. Remain aware of the present. The protection message. Are you an armchair astronaut? Do you dream of wealth and fame, big ideas, inventions, or desires with a capital D? The appearance of this card is a sign that you might be devoting far too much time to dreaming and talking about your dreams. You have to get out of the chair to make things happen. You actually have to do something. Start with the small task. Remember, the big dream becomes reality only after you have begun to take incremental steps. Mythologist Joseph Campbell once said, take one step towards the gods, and they will take 10 steps towards you. You can also equate that to take one step towards your higher self, and the universe will take infinite steps towards you to make whatever it is that you're going towards your higher self to bring into reality of your soul's mission. And then we just did. Okay. I love y'all so much. May this message find you in bliss. Ooh, wow. 888 on the screen, 711 on the clock. Hey, we gonna wrap it up there, babes. Much love to all. See you on the next line. Ciao. Mhm.